You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks. It's Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. There she is, ladies and gentlemen. There, let's see if that makes it official for 2,000 episodes and over 16 years we've been doing the Chris Voss Show and all the noise that we've been making, all the brilliant minds that help you understand life, see some of the cool things that are going on in life, and learn lots of really interesting lessons. Today we have another young man on the show. His name is Jon Mest. He's the CEO of a company called Just Reach Out. We're going to be getting into some of the AI stuff that they do. It's a AI-powered software platform that's helping everyday business owners, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, large organizations, and so many more to their PR proficiency and efficiency. He's worn many hats in his career, Jon has, with job responsibilities ranging from helping to buy and sell technology companies and investment bank to running technical sales and customer success teams at big data analytics company. Jon originally hails from Philadelphia, PA, and he now lives in St. Pete, Florida with his wife and son, where you can usually find him in the kitchen cooking a gourmet meal or on the golf course pretending he's good at the sport. Boy, I've done that one on golf. Welcome to the show, Jon. How are you?
I'm doing great, Chris. How are you doing today?
There you go. I am doing excellent. Yeah, I tried golf once too, and all it was lots of swearing and throwing and breaking of things, and yeah, that's pretty much how it all went down.
I moved to Florida a few years ago, and they say, "Oh, you must be a great golfer now." No, it doesn't work like that.
If you can swear well, you're probably good at golf, or not good at golf. Or anyway, it's mostly about the swearing. So, Jon, give us a .io. Where do you want people to find you on the interwebs there?
Yeah, so Just Reach Out is at www.justreachout.io. That's our main website. You can find everything there, including more information about the product, how to sign up, and everything else we'll talk about today.
There you go. So give us a 30,000 overview of your software and what does it do?
Yeah. So for most businesses that want to try to get some press and media for their business, traditionally you had to go to an agency. You had to go to those fancy New York City PR firms and spend $20,000, $30,000 a month just to kind of have them like answer the phone and work with you to help you get some press for your business. That is not the case anymore. We have an excellent software platform that allows you as the business owner, the entrepreneur, the head of marketing, the head of a nonprofit, you name it, tell your own story and get it out there to the world. And so we give you all the tools the PR firm has, but you do it yourself and for a fraction of the cost.
Wow. There you go. So what made you start this company? What was the proponent behind it?
Yeah, and so the company actually has been around for about 10 years. And so a guy named Dimitri started the business originally as more like a consulting, kind of help some people hold hands. And through the process, built out this software that really resonated and made it work. And then my team and I, we came in a little while ago to help kind of bring it forward to a more software technology platform that is today, AI focused, really self-serve tool that enables, really, like I said, anybody to sign up and use it anywhere all over the world.
Wow. So tell us just a little bit about yourself. People like to hear about our authors and guests. How did you grow up? What made you got into being an entrepreneur, getting someone down these roads where you were doing investment banking and all this other stuff and led you to this point?
Yeah, I was a kid that grew up just outside Philadelphia. There's a few things I'd say that led me towards entrepreneurship, which I'm sure will resonate with a lot of your audience. But really, I hated authority. I didn't like having a boss, didn't like having somebody tell me what to do. That was always the first part of that story. And I always just kind of had a knack for, finding different ways to make a buck when I was a kid. All my friends got jobs bagging groceries or, working at the hostess stand at the local diner. And I was like, you know what? I like baseball. I'm just going to call the commissioner of the local Little League and see if I can umpire games. I was 13 at the time. And he's like, all right, come on in. I knew the playbook better than most of the 40-year-olds that were doing the games. I was just I loved baseball. And so I showed up and I started making $30 an hour as a baseball umpire at age basically 13 or 14, while my friends were making maybe $5.75 bagging groceries. So it was just
I was making $3.35 bagging groceries and also stocking shelves and $5 a lawn, I think it was. that I would
Yeah.
mow. So, wow, I feel really stupid now. What was I doing?
It took a couple phone calls and some good
Pretty
luck, but
savvy.
it was the mindset of I don't want to just do what everybody else does. I don't want to do what they
Yeah.
tell me to do. You know what? I like baseball. Maybe I can try to make some cash out of this
Do
throughout high school.
something.
So that was where it all started.
Do what you like. We talk a lot about that on the show because it's hard to get up every day as an entrepreneur if you don't love what you do. I've seen that movie. So then you go on to investment banking, running some different things, and what made you interested in this? In launching this, was it the AI version of it? Was it the I don't know, disrupting PR?
Yeah, and so there's a few pieces of that question. I think that the most interesting part is the disruption part of it.
Ah,
So I was that kid. Like I said, I was a big math geek. That's why also I loved baseball. It kind of fit hand in hand with the baseball stats, things like that. So I got to college, studied applied math, statistics. Really enjoyed like the data science angle of things.
hmm
So I graduated, wanted to move to New York City, and that's where my friends were going. And so I got a job on Wall Street, and that was not exactly the culture was right for me, but learning how to kind of learn that world, learn the technology space through kind of buying and selling companies in that area, really opened my eyes to what could be out there. And so for me, the most fun part of my job was just learning about these up and coming companies that were at that point trying to sell maybe to a bigger company and what they were doing to disrupt their industries. That just kind of led me throughout my career through different places, and ultimately to Just Reach Out, where we found that PR, like I said, it's gatekept by the agencies. It's a very expensive relationship type of industry that doesn't have to be that way. There's so many other examples of this I can go through, but PR in general, nobody knows your story better than you. If you are founding a company or you run a soap business or you run a nonprofit, like why pay another person to tell your story for you when you can do it yourself? Nobody will do it better than you. You can tell that story. So if you just had the tools and the angles to do that effectively and efficiently, we want to give you that opportunity. And so we've had thousands and thousands of businesses try to do this just with us, and it's been fantastic with results.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the reasons people have to pay PR agencies is they have the lists and emails of influencers, journalists, and all that sort of good stuff, right? That's their barrier that they, you kind of have to use them if you want access. It's kind of like what we, if you want access to the Chris Voss Show audience, you have to meet certain standards. Is that correct then? Is that and you guys seemingly help them get around that by using AI?
So that exactly that was the case. That was the situation. And these agencies, I mean, I'm not going to say they're useless. Like that's rude. Like they do have a purpose.
Sure.
They have relationships, and so if you want a relationship to a reporter or a journalist, that PR agency might have that. But if you're just trying to get off the ground, you're trying to work your way up and build some good media and press for your business, you don't need that relationship. What you need is a good story and a good narrative. And that's what we can help you do. Craft that narrative through the use of AI to find that right piece of information that'll get you that hook to the journalist that'll care about you. You don't need the relationship for that. You need, just a good idea and a good angle and some help from the AI. And then we can help you getting the email address and getting in front of these journalists. That's like we offer that now. So you don't need to use the agency for that.
Mm-hmm.
We're available to help you with that. But really, it's about crafting that narrative and writing a good pitch and kind of thinking through that good story. That's where we really add the value.
Yeah. Plus, you guys are much more inexpensive than hiring an annual contract PR agency, especially of given size. And most people can't afford that. It's beyond their budget. So, and AI seems to be a disruptor in that sort of thing. Now, I see on your website there's several different tools. There's journalist outreach, pitch requests, podcast outreach, broken link building, and guest post outreach. Talk to us about what these are and what they do.
Yeah, journalist pitch request is pretty straightforward, just like what it sounds like. We give you the enable you to actually reach out to journalists, whether that be traditional print media through a newspaper or magazine, could be a blogger, it could be a YouTuber, it could be kind of anybody. It doesn't necessarily have to be what journalist normally means. It could be anybody that's kind of reporting and doing media on your topics, and so we give you access to all the different opportunities through that module there.
There you go.
Yeah, and then like things like podcasts, same idea. If you want to reach out to a podcast and pitch yourself as a guest on their show to kind of learn more about the show, kind of start a relationship, we can enable you to do that as well. And we have great partners to help us through that. And you have a really amazing way to kind of get yourself out there from a long form interview or written, rather than just the written word.
Mm-hmm. Then you got broken link building. Is that still a thing with you two's, with Google's? Oh, what do they call it? The algorithm or whatever, where you need to build or I guess, well, tell me what broken link building is, I guess.
Yeah. So it's very common when you're if you're a blogger, say, and you write a post about the top 5 best PR softwares out there. And so you write like, here's number 1, number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well, what if number 4 goes out of business and their website is no longer working and they're no longer available? Now, this blog post might have been written a few years ago. You don't even remember that you wrote it, or that you don't remember that company went out of business.
Oh, wow.
And so what we can do is we can help you find these pages that are talking about your industry, your topic, your niche, help you understand that this blog post has a broken link on it because it's linking to a company that no longer exists, and make you easily reach out to that blog owner and say, hi, like, Chris, I see that you wrote this amazing article about the top 5 PR softwares. I just want to let you know that number 4, that's no longer working, and that you're linking to a broken link on your page. It actually hurts your SEO. It's not very good for you. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I run a great company here. I'd love to be included in your list. Here's why. And you can kind of pitch yourself to that person.
There you go. We get that pitch on the Chris Voss show all the time. I'm not sure they find a broken link. They're usually just trying to hijack other links. But
this is doing the blogger a service.
Yeah. We got all these fun people from the Philippines that do stuff, and they're always pitching because they want to. Usually, they want casino links on the show. There's a lot of deal about that. So can I use that to like I plug in the Chris Voss show and I find all the broken links basically, like
you can find
WordPress.
Yeah, there's two different things there. You can find kind of different like places that you are like linking to broken links, which would be unfortunate. That actually, you mentioned the Google algorithm. They do ding you if you are linking to dead pages on your sites, because it doesn't look it makes you seem less authoritative. Let's put it.
The Chris Voss show. I mean, we're 16 years old. We've reviewed so much stuff. I mean, Google Wave, if you remember that. Like, we used to review a lot of the early apps in the 2010s that were, so many of them are dead. We probably have a lot of dead links. We really should look into that, I guess. But and some we don't know about. I mean, there's sometimes we've had someone on the show and I'll go follow up a couple months later and they're gone. A lot of the NFT people, I think, hit the wall.
I have a couple buddies that decided to jump into that game as well. They some of them did well, some of them not as well, but we'll leave that to them.
I think some of the NFT people we have on the show, their links are gone bad, but that should be something I should be looking into. That's definitely a valuable service because, like you said, Google pings you if you have broken links, and when you have 16. I mean, what are we at on the Chris Voss show? 16 years, but you're looking at in numbers of posts that are published on the Chris Voss show is almost 5,500 posts.
Yeah,
over that time. That's kind of some issue. I'm not sure. Yeah. So there you go. And now you've got guest posts outreach. So if people want to, I get that all the time. People asking if I want to take guest posts on the blog.
Yeah. What we've done is we don't just tell you to reach out to anybody. We curate a list of blogs that do accept guest posts. Basically, it's not just like spamming. It is really a curated way for you to write good content, develop a good kind of story and angle, and you write it yourself. And then you can guest post onto those other blogs, and they're inviting, they're welcoming these opportunities because they are specifically asking and looking for people.
Oh, so they opt in.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Because it's not one of my favorite things to do, but like I said, we get all this casino stuff. They want to put casinos on to legitimize casinos.
We get them too. We are not here to help you spam. That is not our is not our product at all. Our product is really for you to kind of get good press for your business, and it's why our customers are successful.
And then pitch requests. What are pitch requests specifically?
Yeah, so I don't know if you're familiar with the tools like Harrow, Quoted, like Featured, these types of places.
Yeah, my friend started Harrow.
Okay. So now SOS is
Quoted.
Quoted
emails us a lot. Let's put it that way. I don't think Featured and ProfitNet or SourceBottle have hit us up yet, but I know that Quoted's all on our email.
Yes, so we don't try to compete with those services at all. Like they have their own businesses; they're doing very well. But what we've heard from enough of our users who use us for more cold outreach to journalists and podcasters, and they use those services for more like the connections to journalists and kind of pitch requests. What we do is we've heard enough times that it's really difficult to find the right like pitch requests. I'll get these emails. Harrow is no longer, it's now Connectively, but like Harrow, you get these emails from Harrow. It's like 10, like 100, 200 requests, and it's hard to find which ones are relevant to you. Yeah. So we built an aggregator tool that allows you to find from all the different sites. You can search for different terms, keywords, even subscribe to those searches, and we'll tell you when those keywords or terms are coming up in pitch requests, and allow you to then go in and respond to them via those outlets. And so we're not really like kind of reinventing the wheel here. We built an aggregator to help you more easily find these pitch requests, so you can then respond to journalists that way as well.
Yeah. The getting on podcast outreach to get on podcasts, the services you're charging for it are really inexpensive comparatively to what's out there. I mean, we've had people, we know shows that are charging $4,000 to put people on. We know of PR agents that are charging $18, $20, $25, $30,000 to people to book them on podcasts. Sometimes they're telling them that they have to prep them for a year before they'll book them, which I'm like, you're going to have to pay for a whole year before they book you on a podcast? Like, it's really not that hard. We've seen our inboxes are flooded with PR agents selling, and we have a lot of respect for PR agents and everything else, but it's so funny. I mean, the amount of money that people are being charged to be booked on podcasts can be outrageous from what we've seen. Yeah.
Yeah, so we are not here to bash agencies. That's not the goal of this podcast today. But I will say that what you're describing is exactly correct. They're charging thousands and thousands of dollars to help you, book podcasts because they have relationships. They can call people. They can reach out to people. But then again, if you run a podcast, say, maybe it's a small niche. It's like a women's mental health podcast. It's about a very specific area, very specific topic. You don't need to be prepped for a year if you were an expert on this topic or some sort of, doctor, or you're a healer or whatever you are. Like, if you want to go on this podcast, shoot them a note, reach out to them, through Just Reach Out. And they might say hey, we only book through agencies. I've never heard that before. But, the idea is you can reach out to them and say hey, I would love to be a part of your show. Here's why. Here's what I can bring to your audience. Here's why I'd be valuable to you. And the show is happy because they're getting new types of people to be on the show. And the end user's happy because they're just paying our monthly software fee rather than like I said, tens of thousands of dollars to an agency just to do exactly what we're already doing. And so
it's much more inexpensive. Yeah, it's much more inexpensive than what you pay a PR agency. And PR agency have their place. They can help you form your story. Some people can't figure out how to make their story right or how to present it right. PR agency can help you design that, form it. They can help manage your stuff, but not everyone can afford it. If you're a small entrepreneur, you're just starting out, I can see that your pricing can make sense to them so that they can take and it looks like it's kind of a little bit of brand management too, right?
Absolutely.
Where you can manage your brand.
Yeah, on that mention about services as well. I'll mention this because it's actually not really on our website because we don't really push it as much anymore. But our business used to be much more around combining the idea of a service with the software itself. We're much more hey, you can come onto our site and use our tool self-service now completely, but we still do offer these services, not anywhere close to agency prices. We're not charging out the window. We're not even trying to make money on our services. We're just sometimes we can sell services to our customers for the purpose of using our software better. And the reason why I mentioned that is what you described. Sometimes you do need a little help kind of crafting that narrative, thinking through what you should be telling. So, hey, like I said, I run a business. I know what I do, but I maybe don't know what the listener would want or what the reader would want from these different journalists. And so we can help you craft these different narratives, help you write these first pitches. Our most popular program is the Jumpstart program. We do a full white glove service for our customers for the first month. We go through everything. We go through everything with them. We help them craft narratives, write pitches, think through what they could possibly be selling their brand to the media. And then with the full intention of handing it to them, training them on how to do their own PR and how to do it all. And then they run with it the rest of the year. We're not here to sell you services. We're here to help you be more successful with your PR. And we definitely offer that to our customers as well.
There you go. So if there's companies that want to opt in or journalists that want to opt into your program, how do they do that?
Yeah, and so we help our customers reach out to really anybody they want to reach out to. And so most of the journalists our database is massive, but so we're expanding all over the world though. And so I think what's interesting about that is we have customers. We had just had one a few weeks ago who wanted to reach out to a bunch of journalists in Peru and in other parts of Latin America, areas we didn't cover as well in our database. But the best part about this is that if you want to reach out to certain types of journalists, you can then just kind of state who you want, kind of put them into your list, and we'll go out there and help you find their contact information, help you get in touch with them as well. And so there's something that service we offer to all of our customers as part of their subscription.
I super like that. Like I'll use Muckrack for some of that stuff, trying to find contacts for stuff. It's so amazing to me how many people have books coming out and like they're professors and stuff or high-end journalists. Sometimes if they're with the Washington Post, you can find their email on the Washington Post site on their bio. But it's so amazing to me how many people I can't find an email for, I can't get a hold of. Like you can't offer the opportunity to come on the show or do something, and you're just like, you have a book, like you're trying to promote it and get out there, and no one can reach you. LinkedIn is usually a good place for that, but even then sometimes they don't respond. Especially like I don't know, really high-end journalists. They usually have handlers, and then lots of professors and stuff. They're really hard to reach. For some reason, they don't seem very email savvy, as you will. And so sometimes it's been quite the hunt down to find these people.
Yeah, there's actually authors and people that write books are great use cases for Just Reach Out, because unless you are like a very high-end top tier author, your publisher is not giving you a ton of PR help. Like you're kind of on your own to go do that. And so a lot of people will write a book and then sign up for Just Reach Out to help, try to get on podcasts, try to get in front of the different book publishers and editors of these different publications. And so being a self-published, or even having a publisher, but just not being, a Tom Clancy level publisher, like an author, we can come to Just Reach Out and use us to kind of promote your book and promote your story that way as well.
Yeah, so many people are self-publishing now, and they don't have any of the support that they they would like to have. And some publishers like Wiley, they put out some great books with some really high named people, but they don't give them any promotion. They just go, hey, you have fun with that. And so it's kind of like, wow, okay, all right, there you go. So fun is fun. They need all the help they can get. So how does the AI, artificial intelligence, work in the SaaS tool that you guys have? Or would we call this a SaaS tool?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's definitely a SaaS tool, although we like to joke that it's actually SWAS. It's not software as a service, software with a service, because we also offer those other potential areas as well for helping people out.
SWAS.
Exactly. I'm taking that right now.
I kind of like the name. It has a pizzazz to it. SWAS.
I'm trademarking it right here on the Chris Voss Show.
There you go. I'm gonna get that tattooed on me. The SWAS. Give me your SWAS. What was that movie, Office Space, where they're like, you need flair, you need some SWAS. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes. Great movie. Excellent.
Yeah. You need some SWAS.
Yes. So the AI, there's so many different ways it's integrated into the platform. We don't have AI in the platform just so we can say we're AI. That's like not really useful. There's a lot of tools out there that just are AI tools now because they want to be an AI tool. No, what we do is we built it into the system to make it super effective and efficient for you to get your PR done. Most of our customers are, solopreneurs, small business owners, even bigger organizations, and they're running marketing, but they're running 10 other things along with PR. And so they don't have, 10, 20 hours a week to devote to PR. They have maybe 2 to 3 hours a week. So we need to make their time as efficient as possible while using the Just Reach Out platform. So what you can do is when you log in and you build out what you call your brand, like your company, you basically tell us everything you want to know. We want to know about your brand. So maybe you just wrote a book and you want to tell us all about the different features of your book, what you're writing about, what are the kind of topics you want to cover, and like different types of campaigns you can build around those different narratives. So what the AI will do is actually read it, like interpret that information and feed you, hey, this seems like a good hook to a journalist. This would be a good way to kind of get a journalist interested in your story, and here's why.
Yeah.
So it can help you kind of synthesize your thoughts and use our kind of best practices for doing PR and help you understand a little bit more that we've trained the AI with to actually do that PR and actually kind of build those narratives out to the journalists. And
I love it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And then once you actually kind of get that narrative out there, you kind of think through it. We then use the AI to help you find the most relevant journalists to reach out to. So it's not just go through our database and find out who writes about, self-help books. Mm-hmm. It's really who can actually kind of like help you understand, like this person actually wrote an article last week about a different person that you know of that kind of is doing a similar thing, and you can kind of build your media list that way with the help of AI to find you most relevant kind of results related to your topics based on what you tell it. And so it's not just helping you craft messaging, it's also helping you find the right journalist to reach out to actually build your campaigns around. So it's kind of throughout the process built in there.
That's brilliant. That's some really great targeting there. That's really awesome targeting, because you can really drill down to what you want, find what you want. I mean, finding recent pitches. I mean, up until now, the only way I can do stuff like that is through Google Alerts, and it's
Mhm.
really not very good. It's pretty awful.
Yeah,
Um,
there's actually monitoring built into this as well, so that if you wanted to track yourself or your competitors or whomever in there, we'll
mhm.
like once a week we'll shoot you a note. Hey, did you see here are some articles this past week on this topic or on this company or on these people about these different things, and it can help you kind of reach out to those journalists and say, hey, I saw you wrote about my direct competitor last week. Would you mind interested in like talking to me? I think we have something interesting to say as well. So you can do that as well to kind of find and use the RAI to help you kind of craft who are those best potential new people who have like as recently as the past week written about this topic, and then make it really easy for you to reach out to them as well.
Man, AI is really going to change the world. I mean, it already is, but you know, I'm just being dragged along still.
Mhm.
But it's geez, you think about the time this could save, the disruption that could save in the marketplace. I mean, I've seen great PR agents and I've seen bad PR agents, and this being able to give someone more self control over what's going on and have an understanding, of what their PR thing is, and some people like to be hands on. It's good to delegate, but the pricing, of course, makes all the difference in the world. What do you see the future of what you guys are doing there, and the effect that AI is going to have on marketing services such as yours?
Yeah. So I think there's like a weird dynamic in this area where some companies are just AI is everything, and we think that you shouldn't even have to do anything. You should just tell us who you are as a person, who you are as a company, click go, and then we automatically use AI to send out pitches, basically send people different things, reach out to different like outlets, and it kind of does everything for you. So you do literally nothing besides tell it a few like sentences about yourself, and the AI does the rest. We don't believe that is the best use case for AI right now in this world. We think the best use case for AI is more like what we described. It is helping to understand what you're trying to do, inform you about that, and then let you still, you own the messaging, you own
Oh,
your story. And so while AI is really helpful, we think that you also should have the opportunity to, edit what it says, like tell it what you think it really should be, and kind of help learn from that. And the best part about it is, as you know, AI can be trained. Our AI is learning from our customers and learning from what's working and what's not. If you want to write a few pitches on your own and then kind of learn, it'll learn from that and learn more about what you're trying to say, and then go find you better results and find you better people to reach out to. And so it's really kind of that kind of iterative process that I think is really going to be the best use case for AI right now in the next few years. Here, maybe in 20 years from now, we'll be talking about like how the AI is doing everything for you. But I actually don't believe that that's true right now. I think AI is an amazing kind of co-pilot, but it's not
hmm.
necessarily like the autopilot yet, in our opinion.
There you go. It's I love mucking around with AI image and video creating. And yeah, you're right. The back and forth, as you said, where you can tweak stuff and customize it and dial it into what you're trying to achieve with AI. It's really great because it's such a complimented partner, um, where it can just help you achieve what you want to do. It's almost like having an employee on your side where you're like, hey, can you make this for me or do this for me? And can you go find this result? Yeah, AI is going to be a really wild thing. Now, for people to onboard with your service or find out more about it, they can evidently book a demo according to your website.
Yeah, you can log on to justreachout.io, book a demo with us. You'll learn more about it. We have great videos, tutorials around all the different modules we have. We described some of them here on the show. If you want to kind of learn more about them, just click through the different pages there on the different products. And yeah, it's a great way to kind of learn more about what we do, and how you can use Just Reach Out for your own business.
And then I think you guys offer a free trial so people can try it, I
We
think.
do, yeah. We offer a week for free trial. I always say PR takes more than 7 days. You might not get all the results you want in
Sure.
1 week, but it really can show you kind of the power of this tool, what it can do for you. You can get a lot done in a week, and then see if this is the right tool for you, and then stay with us or cancel. It's up to you.
It's pretty amazing, man. The future. We live in the future, folks. The future is here. There you go. Anything more we need to know about Just Reach Out before we go?
Yeah, I mean, so shameless plug here for our newsletter. We were talking about like AI and how it can be really helpful to people. Well, like we actually heard from our customers, they wanted to learn more about AI in general, not just about AI in
Hmm.
PR software. And so we actually do a great newsletter that just gives you every week, a different topic about AI. This week, actually coming out later today, is all about what you described here before about like crafting those and then going the back and forth with the AI and kind of learning, having it learn from what you're saying. Like that's kind of a really nice way to do that. So they're teaching that one this week. And also just for the Chris Voss Show listeners, if you want to try us out, we're happy to give you a discount through Just Reach Out. So you can get half off, so 50% off your first 3 months with us. Just sign up, tell us that you heard about us from the Chris Voss Show, or if you book a demo, just let me know. Obviously, we can put that in our notes as well, and then you'll get that half off for the first 3 months.
There you go. I see on your website you have several things you can learn, so things to help people. So how to write a media pitch. That's what we talk with people all day long about. Bring your media points to the show. How to build relationships with journalists. The Quora PR strategy. Is there a PR strategy for Quora? Is this? Never heard of that yet. I guess there's an unknown rock that I have not overturned in my knowledge.
Yeah, check out our blog. We have some great, amazing blog posts out there about different topics, as well as when you do sign up for Just Reach Out, if you scroll to the bottom left of the screen, we have a whole help center, including a PR masterclass, free of charge for our customers. So if you want to go learn, it's about like PR, not just about Just Reach Out, but it's just about how to do PR better, how to write a good pitch, how to write a good story and a narrative. Check out our masterclass, broken down little bite-sized videos. It's great. Our customers love it. It's a really great way to learn more about PR.
I've always been wondering what's going on with Quora lately. I mean, it's great for questions and stuff. I remember when it first came out, it was like really huge. It was one of the first like sort of unicorns at first. It just rocket shipped up, and it's kind of had a steady burn all these years. So
I still use it. It's still a useful tool.
Do you really? Oh.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch your video here on the Quora PR hack, and learn more about what's going on here. Maybe we have to make a bunch of articles over there. Why does the Chris Voss Show suck? Oh, it's probably the host. What's funny is those PR things they'll put on TikTok where they'll be like they're selling, I don't know, underwear or something. They're selling everything on TikTok now. It's almost becoming annoying. But they're selling something, whatever the product is. So let's say in this case it's underwear, and they're like, and they do these posts like, why I would never buy this underwear. You seen that? They're like, it's like alternative or opposite posts. Like, I would never buy these underwear because they fit really well and they feel good and they're really inexpensive. And you're like, what? It's kind of interesting. You think you're gonna get some trolling, sort of shit slinging, and then you're like, wait, I think I just got sold the product. Did I just order something? So
yeah, you gotta be careful. A couple clicks, all of a sudden you're getting some fresh new $100 underwear sent to your door.
There's a technique that people do that is Bob a ripoff thing. Have you seen that where they do their own? They do a post. It's usually guys who are selling courses and programs, but they'll do like a rip-off post in case everyone accuses them of being a rip-off. And they'll be like, is Bob a rip-off artist? And then they detail what Bob does, and you think at first it's like someone's knocking Bob. So anyway, I guess it's a strategy.
Yeah, I mean, listen, virality works, and so if you find a way that works, great. A lot of our customers love the old traditional way of just telling a good story. But if telling people you're a ripoff makes people think you're not a ripoff, then by all means, like Bob, go for it.
It's a really weird opposite day sort of thing. So give us your .io as we go out and final pitch out and how they can onboard, book a demo with you guys, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, www.justreachout.io. You can't miss it. Top of the screen, click on book a demo. Let us, like I said, if you want to sign up and try us out on the free trial, by all means do so. Just in the box where it says where you heard about us, tell us the Chris Voss Show so we can give you a discount. Learn more about us. You can also reach me at Jon, Jon, at justreachout.io. By all means, I love hearing from customers. I love hearing from prospective customers. What do you want to learn more about? What do you want to do? Please, by all means, I answer every single email myself. So please do send them.
There you go. Thanks, Jon, for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris.
Man, AI is changing the world. I'm just holding on for dear life. I'm usually really good at innovation stuff, but this AI, man, it's moving fast. I'm just holding on for dear life, going, wah! So I'm getting there. But the contributes that it has, like one of the things I've really enjoyed about the open AI generative whatever things is it really helps like peak your creativity. And like here's an example people use with what you're doing there. So when I started one of my first multi-million-dollar companies, we started with like $2,000. We sent out a shotgun mail, and this is back in pre-computer days. Mm-hmm. And it was like 100 pieces of mail, and it had different segments on it. And my business partner is like, well, we just want to do this one thing that we started the company on. We're just going to keep doing that. And I'm like, but it's not very profitable. It's really thin margins. And it's really annoying. It's 24 hours a day doing hospital blood pickup and send to lab testing. It's really a lot of high stress. And so I said, we're going to send out 10 emails and I'm going to block it between 4 or 5 different venues. And the one group of people that I never thought would be a thing were mortgage companies. And we sent out that 100-person email, and the one thing that we didn't think was going to work was mortgage companies, and they exploded, and they became our number one client base. Wow. So my point is, with some of these AI systems that are now being built, you can find niches, and you could probably find, hey, this person, build relationships with journalists. Like, there's a lot of journalists that like me. I don't think there's any journalists that hate me. I'm pretty nice to everybody. They've all been on the show. But you can find people that really like your flavor. There's some people that really love the show, and I like talking to them and stuff. Some of them are on CNN, and having a back conversation with them about politics or whatever's going on in the world. But it gives you can play with that creativity, I guess is what I'm saying, and you can maybe open up some doors and some options for yourself by playing with the AI. So that's what I really like about it. I mean, I get so creative. At one point I was like, I probably could write a novel and then create the scenes in AI. And like I started doing these designs in AI, and I was like, I could write a novel, and I could start like just scene by scene. I could draw it just like a storyboard in a movie, and then I could write it out and stuff. I don't know if it'll work, but it just juices that creative mind. So
yeah, I was mentioning before, like our newsletter this week is on prompt engineering. So it's like, how do you create your prompts in the best way possible to give it what you want it to tell you? And so like when you think about creative processes, it's very important to be like, have a back and forth, have a relationship with the AI over the course of your session with it, so it knows more of what you're doing. Hey, read this thing I wrote last week and now write in that tone. Very normal thing to do. It's like things like that you can do to, like, instead of just describing how that you want it to write, say, read these 5 writing samples and now write in that tone. It can do that. It's like there's different ways you can kind of train it to be a little bit better about doing exactly what you want it to do. So, yeah.
I build a relationship with AI too. I take it out to dinner. We do Friday night dates, couples and stuff. Take it out for drinks. Make sure it's happy. You got to do those date nights.
I always joke that I'm always very nice. I write please. I write hello, exclamation. I write please and thank you in my prompts. You have to be nice, because one day if they take over, I want them to remember that I was nice from the beginning.
I like that. That's a good strategy. Dun, 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 dun. I always think of anytime I see those Boston Dynamic dogs, or I really get thinking about it. It's always that Terminator music that comes in my head when the movie opens in Terminator 2. Dun, 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 dun. And the head, I think the skull gets crushed by the Terminator. So he's hunting.
Your movie references are great for me. You're now in Office Space, Terminator 2. You're really killing me today. This is good.
Yeah. There you go. So thank you very much, Jon, for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. Thanks, Ron, for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss, one of the TikTokity, all those crazy, stupid places on the internet that people are always yickety-yackety. Thanks for tuning in. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you.